Welcome to Frostbites. We just had Mark Ferrari on the show, and we had Judy Kinnee as our co-host. Thank you so much for watching. I'll tell you what, this is going to be a fantastic episode, and maybe, just maybe, if we ask Mark nicely enough, he'll play a little ditty for us. So stick around, and we will check it out soon. Welcome to Frostbites with Kelly Frost. We have Mark Ferrari with us today. Thank you for being here, Mark.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
So we also have Judy with us today. She is our co-host.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Mark.
So, Mark, I've known you for just a little bit of time.
Just a little bit, since high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, since 9th grade. So just about, 10 years now?
Yeah.
I've known you for a little bit of time, just about 10 minutes
10
now.
minutes, yeah.
So, you brought your guitar today, so we may or may not hear a little bit of what you're going to play.
It's totally up to you, yeah. So it's an option.
I think everybody always likes to hear you play.
Well, thank you for that. I hope so. I hope so.
So last time we were here, so we're actually at Mink Studios in South Point. And you were just playing here not too long ago, but it was outside. So tell us a little bit about Yinzer.
The Yinzer tailgate. Yeah, so that was around November. It was
so.
kind of cold outside. But yeah, it was a big tailgate with promoting local businesses and promoting this whole area as well. And I did a 30-minute set just to I'm already messing this up.
You're fine.
But Mel Blount, it was to raise money for Mel Blount and his foundation. And
Is 30 minutes a long time for you to play?
30 minutes? No, not at all. Usually I can play anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours. It just depends what people want, what the venue wants, the location, all that stuff. So typically 4 hours, like the top of what I would do.
Wow, that's a long
Well, there's
time.
some breaks filled in.
Yeah.
There's breaks in between each hour.
And excuse my ignorance, but what is your genre of music?
I would say it's acoustic rock.
Okay.
A little bit more on the pop side, but it can get a little more heavier at times too. But not too heavy. It's definitely easier on the ears. You wouldn't change a channel and say, that's too
Well, you
too
don't
heavy.
know me, but no. No.
Yeah, you never know.
I just
though.
didn't know what your genre of music was at all, so.
Yeah, I would title it acoustic rock.
Okay.
Just because most of the time I'm solo or duo, and we don't go full band. Keep it smaller. It's easier to manage.
That seems like a long time, 4 hours. It's a lot of
Can be
stamina.
a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on a 4-hour show, I would play 3 1-hour sets. So
Okay.
I'd have 2 half-hour breaks in there.
Now, do you play a lot of your own original?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, so when you have a show that long, you're going to mix in covers and things like that, but you definitely have more time to put all your originals in there too. But it depends on the show. Like if I'm opening up for a national act or something like that, I'm doing all original music. That's the time to do that. That's what gets you those shows anyway, is your own music. So I like those shows a lot, obviously, because they get to showcase my music and my writing and everything. So
Now, did I read correctly that you're on your 4th album?
I am on my 4th album. Should have been done already, but it's just getting back and forth. I record everything in Nashville, except my most current song I did not do in Nashville. I was just trying to keep the traveling down. But the 2nd and 3rd album were done in Nashville. I have enough material to record this 4th one. I'd say I have about 5 of the songs already recorded, and I have about 5 or 6 that are ready to be recorded. And I actually play them now. So I've been playing them already for about a year, 2 years for the big shows as well. It's just a matter of time to, find the time, leave town for a little bit, and lay down the tracks. So, but they're there. Yeah.
Is this your full-time gig then?
It's not. No, I'm a school teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, I teach health and phys ed at Bethel Park School District. So that's my
That makes
day
it
job.
more challenging then,
It
too.
does make
yeah.
it challenging. It's hard because, you're working full time, and then some of the gigs are on the weekdays, so, you're doing double that day. But one thing nice about teaching, you get some lengthy breaks. You got the Christmas break. You definitely have summer break. So there's a couple summers where I went to Nashville and just lived down there during the summer. And I'm not even country music, but it's the studio musicians are amazing. My friend's the engineer. His father owns a studio. This is when it all started. So it made sense to go down there. And the product in the end was just, I couldn't find anywhere around here that could sound that good.
Yeah, my husband and I just went to Nashville. Like, I have family there, but it's the first time we went to downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
And right next to each other, everyone has a band playing the whole way down Broadway.
It's crazy. Yeah, they're in the front windows, and then if you go through to the back,
Totally different.
then there's
yeah.
another band. You go upstairs at a rooftop or whatever, there's another band. Some places have 4 bands in one building.
Wow.
And I played at those places. I played at Tootsie's. I played at Rippy's right across the street. So I was there for the music festival, and Tootsie's put me up in the convention center when I wasn't playing. And I had my own booth. I was right next to like Alan Jackson. It was crazy.
That's great.
And the whole time I'm not country. I'm not like I'm the thing that links me to any type of music is the songwriting. And country's so well known. It's just known for the great writing. So you all share that talent, being able to write. So that got me. I wasn't even trying. And next thing you know, I'm doing 2 shows a day at Tootsie's during the CMA festival and set up a little booth in the convention center. And this was back in like 2009.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It all stemmed from me opening up for George Jones 2 years in a row here. So right when that happened, it's just started to snowball in a good way. Things just really started happening.
So I always say if you're presented with an opportunity, just say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you feel like you can do it 100% or not, just say yes. You'll figure it out. That parachute will open on the way down.
Right.
Right.
Because you never know what can come from it. It's like the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey.
Right.
He would say no to everything. You start saying yes, you start to really have some experiences that you never thought you would have. So I always try to say yes to most things. If I can do it, I will. Because something can come from it. You just never know who's in the crowd, who's going to hear you, what connections you can make from it.
So when you were telling me that you were recording in Nashville, I didn't quite understand why you were going all the way down there, especially because, like you just said, you're not country. But now that you're explaining it like that, it makes total sense.
Right. I opened up for George Jones 2 years in a row, and then it was all from winning. It all started, I won this radio contest on Froggy. And the prize was to open up for Van Zant at the Pepsi Roadhouse. Just one song. I just did one song as the winner. And
What was the song?
It was You'll Think of Me, Keith Urban.
Okay.
Woke up early this morning around 4 a.m. You know that song? It's a great song. Oh, my
I'm going to have
gosh.
to look it up, though.
Yeah, You'll Think of Me. It was the '1 hit.
At 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was a great song. So after I got off the stage, the owners of the Pepsi Roadhouse said, we loved it. Do you want to open up for George Jones in June when he comes? I'm like, yeah, let's do it, And so then I did that. And other part of the prize was I was going to go to Nashville, and we did a showcase. No, that's a whole different thing. But anyway, I ended up going to Nashville and doing a showcase for Warner Brothers at Tootsie's. And that's where the owner of Tootsie's heard me and put me on for the CMA festival. And just so happened, one of my buddies from here was dating someone who had a connection in Nashville. Her mom worked for this guy that moved his whole family to Nashville. His son went to Belmont. So when I went to Nashville for the showcase, they wanted me to meet him. So I met this person, and they took me to the studio, and they showed me everything. And he was just kind of starting out because he had just graduated from Belmont. So he was looking for work and clients. I'm like, well, here's songs I have right now ready to go. So that's how that whole thing started, and it's just I never really looked back.
That's great.
Every once in a while, I'll do one here, like in the area because it's convenient. But it just made more sense to go down there. I just wanted it to sound great. And that's a whole process.
Yeah.
You go down there, you play your song in front of the whole room, and there's all the musicians there that you're hiring to play for you. And there's a band leader, and they chart everything out. They're writing everything. They're just looking at your fingers. They're so talented, And then they go into a copier room, print off about 5 copies, give a page to all the musicians, bass player, keyboard player, drummer, acoustic player, electric guitar player. And then they go into the booth, or, the big sound room. I'm in the control room with the earphones, with the mics, just singing a scratch track so they know where the singing is and all those kinds of things. They run through it like 3 or 4, 5 times. By like the 5th or 6th time, you got your music. You got your music bed as a full band, full production. And then later, someone will come back and we'll sit and we'll work out some overdubs, like some lead guitar parts that I hear in my head. So I'll sing them lines. If I already know what I want, I'll tell them what to play and they'll do it. And sometimes they come up with things that I like even better and we'll keep that. So it's just a whole process. And then you do the vocals, and that's what I love the most. I love going into the booth, hearing my music, hearing my song being played through my ears, and that's when I get to go to work, because singing is my thing. That's like my number one. And then guitar and songwriting, that follows that. But it all started because I love to sing.
This sounds like cooking. Taking all these ingredients, putting them all together,
Yeah.
Speaking from someone that doesn't cook, but
I
yeah.
know.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't sing either, so it's the same thing.
So you're in
Right.
there in the booth with like we see on TV,
Yeah.
singing, and that must be surreal to hear your own music and then start belting.
Yeah,
it
the
out.
first times you do it, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Then once you're used to it, then you feel in control. You know what you want. You know all the tricks. You know everything. And you don't sing the whole song through one take. Like nobody does that. They don't. And then if they do, they're gonna do it a couple more times anyway. And then you pick and choose like what do you like, what line sounds better to you. You really are dissecting it. There could be a whole verse you keep, or there could be just lines from different takes that you plug in, and they work magic.
And then
I mean, the
make your
big boys
final
are doing this.
piece.
Yeah.
Final piece of perfection.
Exactly. So, and then when it's all done, you just hope the song's good. Just like when you're baking, you hope your pastry's good or your cookies taste good, So that's the process.
So do you have a favorite song?
Of my own?
Yeah.
Of my own, I view my songs as children. So it's like asking someone, what child do you like better?
Yeah,
If
but
you
we
have-
all have one.
Yeah.
Do you? You just
Yeah,
don't admit
we just
it.
don't admit
I
it.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. There's a few that resonate with me more, that are more emotional. One of my favorites, when my grandma passed away, I wrote a song called "Take Me There," and I debuted that song at opening up for a Blue Oyster Cult it was in 2020, it was during that whole time frame. So that song is very special to me. But I do like, I like my stuff. You have to believe in your stuff, if you want other people to believe in it. But Take Me There is really good, and that one's not recorded yet. There's another one that is recorded, Long Way Home. These are more of the newer ones. But the staple that everyone kind of relates to me, like, is Black and Gold, that I wrote for the hometown, and I got on DVE and a bunch of radio stations. Froggy plays it a lot. I can thank Sean McDowell for putting that on the air, though.
I know a lot of musicians that have really popular songs and they don't like them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or they don't want to hear it anymore, and they have other songs that they love.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a huge difference between having a successful song and loving one of your songs.
Right. Yeah. I don't love every single one. I like them all. There's a couple I would say I feel I just have more connection with the meaning and the purpose and where you were when you were writing and what it represents. But I'm definitely proud of them all. I mean, I wouldn't put the money into it if I didn't believe in it.
Right.
Because when you commit to recording it, you have to like it, because you can't hope to go and record it and then it comes to life. You got to it's got to sound good just acoustic for me.
I think you'd be able to hear it if
and
the audience would hear it if you didn't love it.
Right. And when you perform, like I perform a lot solo, acoustic, also with some other guys that play in the group when we do shows. But when it's just me and the guitar, I mean, that's how those songs were written. It was just hammering it out. Like, take it to the woodshed. That's where you work out everything. And like, I'm going to go woodshed it. You ever hear that term? So I built this big 3-car garage detached like from my house, and I named it the woodshed. And I was during COVID, I was doing Facebook Lives from there. But I wrote some material. I wrote a lot of stuff in there. And but when you perform it, you have to convey to the audience that you're into this, that you believe in this song. You have to.
Well, I already want to hear the one with your grandmother
Oh,
that's not out yet. Like,
yeah.
that emotional connection to anyone makes me want to hear it.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to record that one because it has to be perfect. And I've had people offer to record that for me for free, and I'm just not ready yet. And it's not something like I have to be ready to do that one for sure, as far as when I lay it down, because it's so special. It's like I got to think of the production I want on that one. So, yeah, but I do perform it. I do perform that one out.
And when he's talking about this woodshed, that's a big place, right?
It is a big place. Yeah,
it's
it
not
has
like something small. It
has like every beer,
a lot of things to work
neon
out.
on the walls, TVs mounted.
I think like the word ornate comes to mind.
You asked me. I think I posted something like it was for spooky movies for Halloween. Had it all decked out, and you said it was like, is there a dead body in there somewhere? Or do we need to worry about something?
Right.
Oh, it's such a fun space. Yeah, there's a bar, but it brings people together. So I'll have different musicians come over. Some of the neighbors that play a little bit, but they would never ever dare to like come up as a guest on when I'm playing out. And we all just sit around, and no one's really intimidated by anybody, and we just play and try to jam, and we've had a lot of fun nights in the woodshed.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It's cool.
Like a woodshed hootenanny.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You can make your pastries and cookies. Do you guys bake?
Yeah.
Bring that. All right, then.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't cook, but I bake.
All right. Well,
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. It's not
do
just.
both.
It's everybody. It's women, men. Anyone who plays and sings can come to it.
Yeah, I don't do
those
either of
events.
those, but I'll still come.
All right. Well, then just bring some cookies. Just kidding.
All right, so Mark and I, like I said, we went to high school together, so we've known each other for a while. But so in high school, you were in the band too, weren't you?
I was just in concert band. I played the clarinet. So when I was in fourth grade, my parents said they wanted me to try it, and I didn't really want to. They're like, if you don't like it, you can quit. Just do it 1 year. Well, I didn't like it, and they didn't let me quit. So I ended up doing it all the way to my senior year in high school.
The clarinet.
The clarinet.
All the way to senior.
Yeah, and I was good at it and everything. But looking back, I'm grateful because it developed my ear and how to read music and harmony and things like that. The only downside on it was I could have been learning guitar or piano that whole time and singing along with it. But it definitely helped. And that's my musical background when it comes to the instrument. But I was probably 21 years old when I picked up the guitar.
Wow.
So
that's really
it was
late.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was later.
And you play piano too?
Very little.
Okay.
Now I can play a couple things. I don't play out though. But with the guitar, it was just when I first started, I was singing with other people. I was dependent on them, because we were doing harmony and things like that. And I was like, I don't want to depend on anybody anymore. I need to be able to accompany myself. And that was it. And I just ran with it, and never thought the things that would have happened. I never thought the things that happened would have ever happened, and thank God, I decided to do that for myself because all of a sudden all these songs just started coming out of me, and that's the title of my first album. It's called Out of Me, and it's just about how this music is in you, and it just starts coming out, and from there, I just started opening up for a bunch of national acts and famous actors and all kind of stuff. It's been really crazy. So from George Jones, it just opened up doors, and from there it was Edwin McCain, Uncle Cracker 2 times, Blue Oyster Cult 2 times, Dennis Quaid, Corey Feldman, Kevin Bacon just this past April, Natasha Bedingfield. I did a Christmas show with CeeLo Green 3 years ago because I wrote a Christmas song called Under My Tree, which gets played a lot around here during Christmas. It was just featured on Froggy, by the way.
I'm going to have to tune into Froggy.
And it's just, like I said, it's a songwriting thing. It's the connection I made through meeting those guys and that contest. It's crazy how one little thing opened those kind of doors. But, so I did a Christmas show with CeeLo. That was insane. I went back into his dressing room at the end of the night, and he was singing my song back to me.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
It was so crazy. John Waite, I did a show with John Waite. John Waite's like, I ain't missing you at all. Since you've been gone. So someone at that show took a picture of, he was leaning over the balcony watching me. And I didn't even know the person. They sent this through Messenger or Facebook somehow, and I opened it, and they're like, they thought you might like this. And it's a picture of John leaning over the balcony, just listening. And so you can see me, you can see him, and it's like, There's so many cool moments. I honestly, I could talk for hours about that stuff.
We don't have hours, but we do have a little bit of time.
Yeah. So,
Well, I've been
Yeah.
trying to support Mark as I can.
Yes.
You know? So, every once in a while he'll call and say, hey, I have this going on. Can you bring your appeal policy and, all the girls, whatever. So
Yeah.
I think the last time, or maybe I don't even know when it was, but
Wow.
it was Hard Rock.
Hard Rock, yeah, that was for the Corey Feldman show. You,
Which, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Now, I was not sure exactly what to expect.
With Corey. You know Corey, right? Corey Feldman, Goonies, Stand By Me,
Yeah. Corey and Corey.
License to Drive.
Right.
Oh, he was a child actor.
Apparently, I'm living under a
Huge
rock, but I'm
child
gonna look it
actor.
up.
He was
Okay.
a Friday the 13th. So people ask me, what was that like? And my only answer is basically, it was an experience.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just, it's a show. He comes out, they're marching with flags. The girls on stage have angel wings, which his wife was one of those girls. So for me, it was fun. I mean, these are movies that I grew up with and grew up to.
Well, we were really close to the stage. It's Hard Rock, so it's a smaller venue. Well, the speaker was right next to our table. He jumped up on the speaker and was
Who jumped up on the
Corey.
speaker?
Corey.
Okay, I thought she said he, and looking at
Oh,
you,
it could have
like,
been
wow.
me. Yeah.
Well, he was, I guess the word could be dancing.
I don't know.
Okay.
But we have it all on video. It's so funny because you can see everybody that we're with. As soon as he jumped there, everyone was like
That's crazy.
doing
Way
one
in
of
the
these
back.
because he was so,
So close, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the moves that he was performing.
Hey, you got to entertain, right? That's,
Hey, I wasn't part of the appeal posse then. I lost out.
I know, you
I'll
would have had
tell
a good
ya.
time.
Yeah,
He was really cool, though. He asked me where he could go afterwards, like what's cool, what's open. I told him the casino would probably be your best option. Because I think it was like a Tuesday night. But he was also, on the mic during the show, he looked over at me and thanked me. And like that's real cool when an artist does that.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to thank you. They don't have to acknowledge, that anything, you opened for them, that's great. You sold tickets. But and he said it right on the mic. I was right side stage. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, But Kelly also, she came to the Pirate games where I sang the national anthem. I gave her my season ticket seats for the first one, and then I comped her on the second one. So yeah, we help each other.
So it pays to know Mark Ferrari.
It pays to know Kelly too, and you guys. But yeah, so I've done 4 in the past year. I'd say I've done 4 national anthems at PNC Park for the
That's
Pirates, and I
awesome.
love that. That's why I got my Pirates on it, and I already have one lined up June 22nd. They're playing Tampa Bay. It's a Saturday night, so that's already lined up.
So get your tickets for that
Yeah,
as
I'll
soon
have
as
to
they're
mark
available.
that down, June
Yeah.
22nd. Okay.
Yeah, and I just did a national anthem for Pitt men's basketball at Peterson Events Center when they played Missouri. So that's fun. I've done the past 2. I've done one each year. Now they don't usually have someone sing the anthem for the Pitt basketball games. They usually have the band do it. So when they have someone, it's rare. And fortunately, they're using me now, and I'm very grateful because I love that. I love having the opportunity.
Phenomenal too. I mean, really. No, you
I
are.
appreciate it.
Yeah, you do a great
Well,
job with that. I mean, really.
The Carnegie Science Center, they used me the last 2 years on Veterans Day to sing the anthem, and that's a big event. They have a lot of the Navy vets there because of the submarine.
The submarine down
Yeah,
there,
elected officials are there, and the news stations are there, and it starts off with the color guard doing their march. They turn, and it's all coordinated, and then I sing it and hopefully do it justice, and it's just awesome to be a part of that.
That has to be a humbling experience.
It really is. I realize how little that moment is about me. I do realize that. So for me, it's just I want to move people. I want to represent this country as best I can with that song, and I want people to be proud after I'm done. And I'm sure they already are, but even make them even more proud. I've had people from St. Louis, when the Pirates played St. Louis, for example. That's just one of the few times this has happened. They're from St. Louis, and they were at PNC Park. I guess when they got home, they looked me up. They emailed me and told me how much, and this has happened probably 4 or 5 times. It's people from the opposite team. Obviously, my own town will
Support you.
Yeah. But it's people from the other teams. They'll email me. They'll go out of their way and say, "We really love the anthem." It was, they'll just be very complimentary, and that is just it's so touching. It's just I pinch myself because wow, I can't believe I made an impression on somebody like that. You hear the national anthem all the time, especially at sporting events. So to get an email from somebody saying that was really good, it just makes me feel good. How can it not?
So when you're at school and you're in front of all these kids,
Oh, see, I totally forgot you were a school teacher too. Okay.
Yeah.
and you're talking to them, and in your position, oftentimes this is when kids can kind of lower their guard a little bit, with your position, and they're talking about their dreams and their future. I mean, what do you tell them?
Well, they don't get that deep with me because I'm health and phys ed. So, they just want to get to the games really fast, But there are those moments where kids know what I do. Either the parents told them or they just know from other students that have come through. Miss Ferrari sings. And some of them see me at these games, and they come to school and tell me about it. I always encourage people to, go for it. Follow your dreams, follow your heart. But my main advice that I give everyone is you got to do the work. Go get good. No one's going to hand anything to you, and that's a fact. Go get good. Go do the work, and then there's no such thing as luck. It's when preparation meets opportunity. That's luck, if you want to call it anything. So I just try to lead by example with the people in my life. They see me, doing this for years, and they have seen all of the progress. They know where I started. They know what I'm doing now. And nothing was handed to me. And there's no guarantee you're even going to still reach that ultimate goal that you want. But along the way, you are going to, make your goals, have the big goal, but have short-term goals too. Have the little wins so you can experience some accomplishments, along the way. And like they say, shoot for the moon, and if you don't make it, you land among the stars. And so I'm a dreamer. And that's been my personality my whole life. If you go after it though, you have to put the work in. You have to go get good. Then you really can truly believe in yourself, because you have to believe in yourself to go out there. Especially in the music industry, it's cutthroat.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people are reaching down to help one another.
But you got to put the work in, but you also have to have some talent.
Yeah, you do.
Obviously. I mean, we could work really hard. It's probably not going to happen, right, Cal?
Yeah. Yeah, it's you can have a gift, but if you don't develop it and you don't work on it, it's not enough. So don't expect anything to be handed to you. Go earn it, go work. There's no guarantee. But if you really love something, it'll show. It'll show how much you love it, how much you actually go after it. And if you don't make it, you still have that self, I guess, pride, or that you even tried. It's better to try and fail than not try at all, because then you'll never know. And if you do succeed, succeeding is standing on a pile of failures anyway. Because I've had many no's along the way. And we're sitting here talking about all the positives, all the yeses. And fortunately, I've had those. But it didn't come just...
How many no's you had to get to
there's
that?
a lot of no's,
That's a law of averages.
Yeah.
The more no's you get, you're just getting closer to a yes.
Right.
What grades is it that you teach
I
again?
teach 5-6 middle school. It's Neil Armstrong Middle School.
Okay.
So they're all 10, 11, and they're turning 12 by the end of the year. So, I just try to lead by example. You don't have to be one thing. You don't just have to be a teacher. That a lot of them don't know that side of me, because I don't talk about that there. And if they ask, it was so funny because it was the day before. It was December 22nd. It was a Friday. This little girl comes up to me. She's like, Mr. Ferrari, do you sing? And I said, yeah. She was so cute, but she's like, can you sing us a Christmas song?
Aww.
And as much as I would and would love to, I have to decline that. I'm like, you know what, I would, but you guys are gonna grow up and make fun of me one day. So for now, we'll just leave it be. I just tease them. But you don't know who you're moving.
I was gonna say, you don't know who you are affecting.
Right, who you're affecting. You don't know the impression you're having on them. So, if any of them look me up and see all those things, you never know. It might make them go after something that they're shy about doing, But you got to start somewhere, So I just hope people that know me, I hope that they kind of take from my tenacity and try things that they might be, afraid to go after, Like Kelly's not afraid to go after this, So
when you're getting ready to start all this, your
I'm
mother.
just kidding you. You're great at what you do.
So your mom,
Oh, yeah.
super supportive?
Very supportive. Almost too supportive. I always say, Mom, you remind me of Matt McConaughey's mom, like they had to take her off of social media. No, I'm kidding. She invites everybody over for dinner at my shows. She's invited Kelly over. She's just, because she loves to cook. She's from Naples, Italy. So she came here when she was 19 and very social. And I think I get that definitely from her. I am a people person for the most part. And you have to be if you're doing music. You can't not be. But I'm also, when I'm off the stage, I'm different. I'm a little more, I don't want to say shy, but I'm to myself. I don't need to be the center of attention or anything like that. But my mom makes up for that. I mean, she is just, she yells bravo at the end of every song. She won't, she has to yell the Italian word.
She's great, by the way.
Yeah, she's great. She is. And she gets mad at me if she didn't get to meet Dennis Quaid, but my dad did. And she was so mad.
I'd be mad too.
Yeah, she's like, why don't you come in to get to me? I'm like, Mom, I don't know. I can't plan it, So no,
I got to side with your mom on that one. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's a huge supporter. On my first album, I wrote a song called Mother. I had to get that one in and out of the way really fast.
Is it tattooed here too?
No. But it's a moving song. It's really uplifting in the beginning, but it goes the full circle, and people once they listen to the whole thing to the end, like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. And but yeah, it's great to have supportive parents.
So someone like me that was not familiar with you before today, where can I go to hear your music?
The website is markferrarimusic.com. So M-A-R-K, Ferrari like the car, music, all one word. Mark Ferrari Music. If you go to YouTube, the YouTube channel is Calling All Cars 99. Instagram's Mark Ferrari 99. 9 was my baseball number, so that's why if you ever see a 9, there's a 9 on my business card. For no reason other than I love the number.
Okay. So we'll always catch a 9er in there.
Right? Yeah, there's a 9er in there. It's a heavenly number too.
Okay.
And then there's Facebook and those social media formats or outlets. So all you got to do is type my name in. You'll probably find links to all those things. But the website has everything. It has everything coming up.
MarkFerrari.com.
MarkFerrari.com. Yeah.
Okay.
So
for anybody looking for him, we will have all of the details where you can find everything Mark Ferrari in the notes.
yes.
I'm looking forward to listening to it. I'm a big music person, even though I seem like very ignorant of every music person that you've asked me about today, but I do love music, so I always have it going on in the background. I think it's a big energy builder.
Yeah, I love music too. I love the way it makes me feel. That's when people ask me what made me start writing music or even, singing. When I was a kid hearing certain songs, I just, I loved the way it made me feel. So I thought, wow, what if I can create that? What if I can recreate that feeling for myself and for other people? And that's kind of how I went down the road of singing and being a songwriter. So, yeah, 2023 was a good year. It started off with National Anthems and doing a show with Kevin Bacon. And then this will probably have already aired on ending the year with the Clarks. And we're doing a show at 19 North in Washington. So that'll be fun.
I always say, in Pittsburgh, it's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. And then he goes and plays with Kevin Bacon. So now it's 1.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
1 degree.
Are you 1 now or are you 2? Like, am I 1 or am I just 0? Like,
I thought it was
0.
I am
you're 0. I'm 1.
You're 1 now.
Yeah. 1 degree. 1 degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple
awesome.
questions before we end this podcast for today. So we're talking about music and favorites and everything else. We know what your favorite song was. We know your mother's amazing. We know everything about your high school career and all these kids. So, all right. So when you were younger and growing up and you really knew that you wanted to be, part of music, and what was your favorite band?
My favorite band.
Or musician.
Like at what age are we talking here?
Like junior high.
Junior high, it was Boys to Men. I started out, I was a total R&B junkie. And I loved it. But honestly, that's where I learned harmony. That's where I learned how to do runs and put soul into the music. Now, as I grew, I realized, all right, my voice, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses with your voice. So I found my voice, but it started on that road. And,
Well, and then 11th grade, you mean?
So in 11th grade, we did the talent show, and we won. And with two of the three songs were Boys the Men songs.
The girls were going crazy for you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that, but they just like the group, you know. We had a couple guys in the group that were pretty cool. It helped.
You had your groupies.
It didn't hurt, yeah. So, yeah, it's just, music has just been, it's just such a huge part of my life.
Okay, and now today?
Today, my favorite songwriter, the person that inspired me to be a songwriter was Edwin McCain. Now, he had that hit, I'll Be, and I'll be your crying shoulder. So that's Edwin. So full circle, I ended up opening for Edwin years later. But I saw him when he first came out, and I was like, because I just loved the song I'll Be. So he inspired me to be a songwriter, I would have to say. But who are my favorite groups, like old and new? I mean, even the old ones are still like my favorites. I mean, I love some good Bon Jovi ballads. I do. I love Bryan Adams. I love The Script, who are more of a current type of a band. I love One Republic. So I like a variety. I really do. I'm going to see Bryan Adams actually in February. So I don't know.
Very nice.
Yeah. There's two types of music. There's good and it was a Ray Charles quote when I went to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and I think he said there's no such thing as bad music. It's just what you like, and there's no right or wrong. It's subjective. It's what pulls your heartstrings. So
what's your goal for 2024?
2024 to continue to write and record new material, to do more national anthems, to do more big shows with the national acts that come through. My newest song's called It's Gonna Be Great. And my goal for that, I have certain goals for certain songs. Like my Under My Tree Christmas song, I'd love to get on a Hallmark movie. It just needs to get in the right hands. People need to hear it. But It's Gonna Be Great would fit any news theme song. It would fit a commercial of some sort, like McCormick's. Their line, if you ever watched it, if you ever saw it, It's Gonna Be Great. And I'm like, I need to get a hold of them. This song, I mean, you don't know how many times you say that phrase.
Get on it,
this
Mark.
is going to be great, And this song really captures that feeling. It's a feel-good, upbeat song. So those are basically my basic goals. Is to are to continue writing and recording, having those opportunities, being featured to do the national anthems, because that's definitely something I never really went after that, but it's now become part of what people know about me. So. It's pretty cool.
Love it. Well, we end all of our podcasts with a little bit of a frostbite question.
Oh, man. All right.
There's like softball questions. It's
okay.
So I always let Judy hear.
And I think you kind of answered this, but I'll read it again.
Okay.
It says, as we wrap up, I'd like to ask you what you think is the frostbite of wisdom that you encountered in your journey, the one piece of cold, hard truth that propelled you forward.
I would say never take no for an answer. That's the basic of all those other things I was saying, but you have to go get good, and you have to go do the work, and you have to know that no one's going to hand it to you. But don't take no for an answer if you're willing to do those things.
Right, and that goes for not just music, but everything in life.
Yeah, in life. Yeah, definitely.
Great words.
Yeah, love it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, too.
It's been a long time coming to have you on the show, and I'm really glad that we've become such good friends over the years, and I wish you the best for 2024 and ongoing.
Thank you, and I wish you guys the best, too. We'll do a cheers right here.
Cheers, it is water.
Yeah, well, yours is. I'm just
You're holding out on us.
Well, that's all we have with Mark Ferrari today, so make sure you check him out. We will have all of the information and all of the notes and everywhere else, so we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.